Temperatures in Europe have increased sharply, causing some 15,000 heat wave-related deaths in 2022. In some areas, extreme heat was coupled with exceptionally dry conditions.
Action must take place now in order to prevent the most severe impacts from being experienced.
Climate change is not just an environmental issue. It is also a geopolitical issue that is likely to have significant impacts on the world's political and economic systems. In this video, we will explore the ways in which climate change is likely to impact geopolitics, from migration and resource scarcity to Arctic geopolitics and security implications. One of the most visible impacts of climate change is the rising sea levels and more frequent and intense extreme weather events. This is expected to lead to an increase in climate refugees, as people are forced to leave their homes due to flooding, drought, or other climate-related disasters. According to the World Bank, by 2050, there could be as many as 143 million climate migrants worldwide, which is roughly 3 times the current number of international migrants. This will create political tensions as countries struggle to deal with the influx of migrants. Climate change is also expected to have a significant impact on the availability of natural resources, including water, food, and energy. As these resources become scarcer, there will be greater competition for them, which could lead to conflict and geopolitical tensions. For example, in the Middle East, where water resources are already scarce, the impacts of climate change are likely to exacerbate existing tensions between countries over access to water. Similarly, the impacts of climate change are expected to have significant impacts on global food production, which could lead to higher food prices and greater geopolitical tensions. As temperatures rise, some regions will become less suitable for agriculture, while others may experience more frequent and intense droughts or floods. This could lead to food shortages and political instability in some regions. The melting of the Arctic ice is also creating new geopolitical relationships and tensions. Countries with Arctic territories, such as Russia, Canada, and Denmark, will be in a stronger position to exploit the new shipping routes and resource opportunities that are emerging, which could lead to new geopolitical tensions. For example, Russia has been investing heavily in its Arctic capabilities and is seeking to assert its dominance over the region. Climate change is also expected to have significant economic impacts, with some regions benefiting and others losing out. Countries that are heavily dependent on industries that contribute to climate change, such as fossil fuel production, could suffer economic losses as demand for these products declines. Conversely, countries that are investing in renewable energy and low-carbon technologies could benefit. For example, countries such as China and Germany, which are investing heavily in renewable energy, could gain a competitive advantage over other countries in the transition to a low-carbon economy. Finally, climate change is likely to have significant security implications, particularly in areas where resources are scarce or competition is high. This could lead to conflicts over water or land, or even to the emergence of new security threats, such as climate-driven terrorism. For example, some experts have warned that the impacts of climate change could exacerbate existing tensions in the Middle East and North Africa, and could even lead to the emergence of new extremist groups. Addressing the impacts of climate change will require international cooperation on an unprecedented scale. Countries will need to work together to reduce emissions, adapt to the impacts of climate change, and develop new technologies to mitigate its effects. This could create new opportunities for geopolitical cooperation, but could also lead to tensions if countries are unwilling to work together.